Primetime is a book that I've been writing for about 3.5 years about how someone can go through the last third of their life as authentically and fully and happily and gracefully as possible. And that includes starting when you're younger so you can see how to lead up to it. I mean, it's the things that I wish I'd known when I was in my 40s so that I could have been better prepared. Whatever I do when I'm scared of something is I embrace it. I smother it with love and familiarity so that I won't be scared anymore. And so I wanted to learn everything I could about aging and how to do it right. And, you know, I'm 73 now, and it's changed the way I go through life in my 70s. And it's very hopeful. Well, I sat myself down and I thought, what are all the things that I want to know about? I want to know about sex when you're older. I want to know, for men and for women, I wanted to know about relationships. I wanted to learn about how you meet people when you're older and you're either widowed or you want to fall in love, but you don't know how. I wanted to write about what happens to your brain and how to mitigate that. I wanted to write about exercise when you're older and how is it different from when you're younger. I wanted to know about wisdom and how you can try to maximize your potential for wisdom. For most people, when you're older than 50, life gets easier. You're happier, you're less anxious, you're less hostile, and that's for men, for women. It doesn't matter if you're divorced or married or have children or whatever. It tends to be the case, and the scientists are not 100% sure why it's true. They just know that it's true. And when they postulate on why this is so, you know, things like, as you get older, you know where the tiger's hiding. You don't need to keep looking in the bushes. Been there, done that. You know, you survived. You can survive it again. We tend to make lemonade out of lemons. We don't make mountains out of molehills. This was the case for me, and I discovered that I'm not unique. I'm happy to say that this is true for a lot of people, including people who are, you know, not physically well, you know, that have physical disabilities, short of serious, really life-threatening diseases or mind-threatening diseases. My experience, though, is that you increase the likelihood of having a really good last third of life if you learn to live it with intention. You know, doing what I call a life review, understanding who you were so you'll know who you want to become. And who you want to become may end up being who you were in the very beginning. But you didn't know that until later. You kind of circle back and rediscover who you were as a younger person. That's kind of in a very general way one of the things that I enjoyed most about learning. And also the fact that all kinds of bad things can happen to us. It's how we internalize it and interpret it, how we choose to respond to it that makes the difference. That's the greatest freedom we have as human beings, is that we can choose how we will interpret events in our lives. And you can change that. You can actually change it so that it changes the way your brain functions. And that means it changes the way chemicals are released in your brain. So you can really become a much more complete, whole, happy, authentic person later in life for all these reasons. What I know, it's not what I hope, what I know readers are going to take away from it is hope. It's a book it's based in fact. It's very well researched. People are surprised at the amount of research that went into it. And I kind of buttress the research with my own experiences. There's a lot of very personal stuff in it. And I've interviewed a lot of friends and acquaintances. But what people are going to take away is a new way of viewing the latter part of life and a lot of hope.